Denied time off her own wedding, 8 months away. I'm a nurse, and I asked for 3 days off in January for my wedding. It was May when I asked. That's 8 months of notice for 3 days. My manager, Sarah, looked at me like I just asked her to donate a kidney. She goes, I'm going to have to deny this request. We can't guarantee coverage that far out. I just stared at her. 8 months, Sarah, it's my wedding, like the day I'm getting married. She shrugged and said the healthcare system is short-staffed right now, and there's no way to know if we'll have anyone to cover those shifts. Here's the thing about my job. I work at this hospital that's constantly understaffed. We're always picking up extra shifts because there's literally nobody else. I've worked 16-hour days. I've skipped lunch breaks. I've held my pee for 6 hours straight because we were so slammed. And I do it because I care about my patients. But I asked for 3 days. 3 days with 8 months notice for my own wedding. My fiance Mike and I had already booked the venue, sent out save the dates. His whole family was flying in from across the country. My parents had already paid the deposit on the catering. Everything was set. When I told Mike that night, he just sat there quiet for a minute. Then he goes, so what are we supposed to do? Cancel the wedding? I didn't have an answer. The next day at work, I was so angry I could barely function. I was taking vitals on this patient and just thinking about how I'd given this place everything. I'd worked holidays, covered for people on their vacations, stayed late countless times without complaining, and they couldn't give me 3 days for my wedding. During my lunch break, I pulled out my phone and started applying to other nursing jobs. I was so mad I wasn't even being picky. I just wanted out of there. I applied to like 5 places in 20 minutes. That was on a Friday. Monday morning, I got a phone call from this clinic manager named Lisa. She goes, I saw your application and I'd love to hire you as soon as you can start. Can you come in this week to finalize everything? I almost dropped my phone. I asked about the salary and it was actually more than what I was making. Then I asked the question I was scared to ask. I have a wedding in January that I need time off for. Is that going to be a problem? Lisa laughed and said, of course not. Just let me know the dates and we'll make sure you're covered. Congratulations, by the way. I wanted to cry. This woman I'd never even met was more supportive of my wedding than the manager I'd worked for 3 years. I hung up and immediately called my supervisor, told her I was putting in my 2 weeks notice. She started panicking, asking why I was leaving and if there was anything they could do to make me stay. I just said, nope, I'm good. Found a place that actually values me. The best part, my new job is 20 minutes from my house instead of an hour and a half. I was driving 116 kilometers each way before because I thought I was chasing my passion. Turns out my passion doesn't require me to destroy myself. When I told the other nurses I was leaving, 3 of them asked me for the clinic's contact information. Apparently, I wasn't the only one tired of being treated like garbage. My last day at that hospital was the best day I'd had there in months. I walked out at the end of my shift knowing I'd never have to come back. Sarah tried to give me this whole speech about how I was making a mistake and how hard it would be to find something better. I just smiled and said, already did. Start Monday. Mike picked me up from my last shift and we went out for dinner to celebrate. He kept saying how proud he was of me for standing up for myself. The crazy part is I almost didn't quit. I almost just accepted that I wouldn't be able to go to my own wedding. My new manager, Lisa, also said that once I finished my nurse practitioner program next year, she'd love to hire me for one of their NP positions, something my old job never even mentioned as a possibility. The wedding is in January, and I've already got the time off approved. No stress, no guilt, no wondering if I'm going to have to choose between my career and my life. Just a manager who treats me like a human being with a life outside of work.